Businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions. Welcome to the Bro Zone, the ultimate garage setup for checking out the big game.
70-inch TV? Check. Surround sound? Check. Mini fridge fully stocked? A check.
But a legendary Bro Zone needs legendary snacks.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky. It's the perfect game day companion when you're watching from the ultimate fan cave.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Alberta, this one's for you. Around here, trust takes a few winters.
It's why players have known Jackpot City since 1998. Home to hundreds of exciting casino games, live dealer action, and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Jackpot City, nothing beats the original. Please play responsibly, 18 years or older, Alberta only.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Today's show, Elks win again and look good to win the division. Gordon Lightfoot released Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald 50 years ago, and the Cleveland Browns have been bad every year since. I'm not even lying. Plus, one Oilers player who may make the team that we're not talking about enough. We will talk about that individual today. The Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick on Sports 1440 and YouTube. They're overstocked and making room with a massive summer clearance. Plus, employee pricing continues. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. That's wolfgmcbuick.com. Our headliner of the day is Connor Halley. We're also live on Sports 1440, iHeartRadio, and Radio Player Canada. After the show, we're on Spotify and Apple, on Twitter at Lowtide, at Declan Krueger, and at jfenwick04. We're going to talk Elks. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cleveland Browns and what they're doing in their starting quarterback situation. It might be the right thing, but it looks bad, and we've got an Oiler worth talking about. Our text line open at 833-401-1440. That's 833-401-1440. Going to be a fun day. Here we go. Now the introductions. There is now a 50% tariff on every word he says, so he won't be saying much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Connor Spivak. Connor Spivak, everybody.
Yeah, I guess don't have much to say if we got putting tariffs on everything I say.
Yeah, that's a month's worth right there. All right. Known as the softwood lumber of radio, he's going to cost more for you to listen starting today. So enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick, everybody.
Hey, man, just keep paying my bills, all right?
Starting January 2027, this man, known as Blue Steel, will cost way more for you to listen to. So enjoy him while you can. It's Declan Krueger, everybody. Declan Krueger.
Going behind a paywall. Patreon.
Oh, my goodness. Well, life goes on. What are you going to do? Okay, let's start with the Elks because I think that is a great story. As it turns out, the BC Lions are for real. They did the Elks a favor. Scale of as a percentage. What are the percentage? A, that the Elks win the West and division, and B, have a home playoff game.
Ooh, I am going to say home playoff game. Anything can happen. It's pro sports, yada yada, all that. I'm going to say home playoff game 99.5%.
Love it.
5%.
Love it.
Win the division. Now, you mentioned BC, and I'm glad you did. We talked about that on Elks 101 this morning. They're sneaky. They're sneaky coming, and they gave you a heck of a tough game with a backup quarterback who threw 4 picks, and they beat you when you went out to Kelowna to play them with Nathan Rourke. So they're right there. To win the division, I'll put that one. I still think they should be the odds-on favorite based on the separation they have right now, plus their remaining schedule. So I'll say, because honestly, if you look at it, like if you go 4-3, your next 7 to finish the season, you're 12-6. BC would have to go 8-0 to get to 13-5 and leapfrog you. And then Saskatchewan's right there as well. Winnipeg, not as much, but they are record-wise. I'll say 93% they win the division.
And what's going on with Saskatchewan? Because I don't know.
No, they look bad, hey? They look like they've come back to earth. Listen, I had my issues with Saskatchewan early in the season.
You did say that.
I didn't think they looked great. I thought defensively they had a lot of holes. I didn't think they schemed anything up from a defensive perspective with their coordinator. They just look like a shell of the team that won the Grey Cup last year that kind of got a few good breaks this season. They can be competitive in games, but they don't look like a world beater by any stretch.
It's going to be a fun chase to the end of this year. And, of course, they've got the week off now, and then it's the back-to-back of the Labor Day with Calgary, right?
Yes, 17 days off here, which is well-deserved. They've rattled off 10 in a row. And then it is going to be, Labor Day Classic in the rematch.
Okay, 12:05, Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. I could ask either of you this, and both can comment, but I think I'll start with Josh, since Declan just, winded himself with the verbal. Cleveland Browns, they're not a comedy, but they kind of feel like one at times.
No, they're a comedy.
So this was, the experts tell me, the right move, but it does look bad when you go with with the quarterback that everybody thought was going to be replaced by a younger player.
The experts are telling you this was the right move.
Yeah.
I don't think those people are experts, because holy hell. The reason I'm sitting here is because this needs to be on video. This is an absolute shameful move from the Cleveland Browns as an organization. This is them going, man, we shouldn't have traded this guy. We gave him a $200 million contract, fully guaranteed. We have to start him. You're spitting on your fans right now. There were actual reporters were keeping track of interceptions that Deshaun Watson had thrown in training camp. He's not good anymore. He's lost it. And Todd Monken, when he was asked about, who's QB1, and then it officially announces it's Deshaun Watson, is just like, yeah, no, he's our quarterback. And then people ask him about Shadur Sanders, and he's waxing poetic about Shadur Sanders and what steps he's taken and everything. And when said, was this your decision or anything? He said, well, it was an organizational decision. I don't think Todd Monken wanted Deshaun Watson as his starting quarterback. I think he wanted Shadur Sanders. And I think the Browns ownership and general management just want to put a bad thing on the field for the fans.
Declan, do you concur?
Well, I like where Josh was coming. Like, they desperately wanted to make Shador work, but evidently he was just too bad. And the thing about Deshaun Watson is everyone talks about just cut him, Like, his contract is fully guaranteed. So you might as well just try and see if you have something there. I don't think you do. I don't think they think they have anything. I don't think anyone thinks Deshaun Watson is anything anymore. But that money is getting paid regardless. You might as well try to have him be better than Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, etc. The only pushback I would give to this, because I don't love the move, I think it sends a bad message. No one wants him there. He doesn't even want to be playing quarterback there. It's a testament, and this is tough for me to say, how bad Shador Sanders apparently is.
See, that's my point. If he's that bad, you got to make him work for it. You just can't give him the job.
And he got beat up by Deshaun Watson, right? And
that's a humiliation. Maybe he'll be better.
I don't think he really has the mindset to take this and learn from it and improve. I think his mindset is more, they made the wrong decision, not I have more to work on.
Okay. All right. I just love it because the Cleveland Browns never disappoint. They're like the Jets.
Oh, worse.
Worse. Goddamn Jets. I don't think Shadur Sanders got beaten out. I think the front office wants Deshaun Watson as the quarterback because they don't want to deal with a PR nightmare that is Shadur Sanders, and also we're paying this guy $50 million a year.
He's looked quite bad though. Like he did not look like he went out there and won that starting job going away with a bullet.
I bet you Shadur is the full-time starter by week 4.
I could agree to week 7, week 6.
Well, all I know is that it's fun times in the NFL already How far are we from opening week?
We're like a week and a half away. I
Yeah.
think.
So it's funny about the NFL because it like nobody cares about the preseason, but like it's like this, and is it Armageddon where this gigantic ship comes over an entire city?
That's Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like what the NFL is. Everybody's like, oh, there's baseball and there's other sport. And then it's just like,
yeah,
here we are.
That's
We've arrived.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Because like this is the dog days of summer, right? Like in American sports anyways, all they have is the dog days of the MLB season.
Yeah.
So everyone's just sort of waiting for this to start.
By the way, the pennant races are nuts this year.
It's crazy business.
Leon Draisaitl. This was at the Players under. There's a caravan of media avails in in Germany right now. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
And Leon says we're looking to be coached. We're looking to get better, and I sometimes deserve to be yelled at too, just like anyone else does. I don't think Babs is going to care overly much who we are in terms of that. This is, and we've talked about it before, this is an all or nothing season. I was trying to come up with a parallel, and I decided that my head hurt, and I was going to make you guys do it. Is there an example of an NFL coach who went away and then came back, and then there was a lot of, and it doesn't matter whether he succeeded or not, but there were a lot of eyeballs on the new coach coming into a new town, and because I think it's going to be one of the main stories this year in the National Hockey League, how Mike Babcock handles the Edmonton Oilers and how the Edmonton Oilers handle Mike Babcock. Is there a basketball or a football comparable to how big the star coach is and how big the star players are on this team?
I think when Jim Harbaugh came back from coaching Michigan, where did he coach in the NFL before, Deck?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, that's right. So
no, he didn't. That's not right.
No, because John Harbaugh was the coach of Baltimore. But I know
Why
he was
can't
coaching.
these people have different names?
Jim was coaching somewhere in
San Francisco,
right?
Because he lost to his brother. In
That's
the Super Bowl.
right.
Yeah, that's the one
right.
that had the blackouter, right? Or the power went out. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Might have helped Baltimore a little bit in that Super Bowl.
Might have, but also Joe Flacco, elite.
That's
but I think
Dion kept saying you're going to get paid in the post game, and he did.
I think Jim Harbaugh would be very similar because he went to Michigan, and then they won a natty, and he left right before all the investigations and everything into Michigan.
Oh, funny that
has plagued them the last couple of years. Has been brought down. So yeah.
How well did he do?
At Michigan?
No, in the NFL.
Well,
he's
now
he's been a very good coach.
Okay,
so far, yeah.
All right. I think Babcock. I think they can win the Stanley Cup, and I think it could also be a road to ruin.
I actually had a better example. I thought, with all respect to you, Josh, I thought it was more like when Doc Rivers was coaching Giannis and Dame in Milwaukee.
That's fair. That did not end well.
And it did not end well. It's a great
but
point by you.
Can we really sit here and say like Doc Rivers was a great coach? I mean, he won one championship.
But dude, his parallels to Mike Babcock are like kind of scathingly similar. They got one ring on a super team.
Yeah.
They kind of underachieved with that team, and then they had a lot of, I don't want to say playoff failures, but a lot of underwhelming seasons with teams that should have done more than they did.
That's definitely a better comparable. Yeah.
Well, what I like is you came up with one each, and I appreciate it because my head was hurting, and so I appreciate that very much. I also want to bring this up because I think we're talking about the Edmonton Oilers this year, and Ira, original Pozar on my blog, keeps saying that the roster's set, and I just vehemently disagree with that, especially with a coach like Mike Babcock, who wants to create a little bit of unsettled anxiety maybe in the roster. I think a guy like Max Jones, who doesn't get mentioned at all, but he has speed, he can forecheck, and he played pretty well here down the stretch for the Edmonton Oilers. I think Max Jones is a guy who might beat out a guy like Matthias Janmark, even though he wouldn't be on the penalty kill. They have other guys who can PK. Your thoughts on Max Jones, who you saw last year at the end of the year, and how he might play?
I like Max Jones. I think he's a little bit of a piss and vinegar sort of guy, something they can use. And like, he's a guy that also knows his role, which is he's in and out of the lineup, bottom six every time.
Yeah, and he works hard. Yeah. And I think that Babcock rewards hard work, hardworking players.
I would vehemently agree with you.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Declan?
I like Max Jones as a player because I love a player like Max Jones who respectfully, not the most talented guy in the world, but fills a role. And I think sometimes when we look at teams in cup contending windows, just in a vacuum, we don't think of them of needing a guy like that. And then you go down cup winning teams and it's like, no, they actually all do need a guy like that. And that's why I like him and like the role that he fills.
Okay. I feel like I feel like saying issue 4 right now, but this is something I want your guys' opinion on. Then we're going to take a break. The Houston Astros have moved on from GM Dana Brown, and his job is being taken over by a group of people, including Jeff Bagwell, legendary Astro, who got traded for Larry Anderson from the Boston Red Sox 100 years ago. But Joe Espada, the manager, will stay on, even though he's not going to be renewed. And I always am uncomfortable with this, where you are now allowing a guy who's no longer part of the future to manage and make decisions about the lineup and about winning and all of those things. They are in a race. And I just think it's bad form. Shouldn't you replace the manager if he's not coming back and you announce it publicly?
I agree. And listen, yeah, clean house, either clean house at the end of the season or clean house right now when you're throw the baby out with the bathwater. Right?
Get it done.
I mean, they're at the top of the AL West. Obviously, they're tied with the Rangers at 65 and 66. But, yeah, you just lost the Athletics. But they're at the bottom of the division. They're not catching you at all. But the AL just sucks this year.
You can get in there. They got some pitching issues, but you can, work it out.
Them and everybody else,
Yeah,
except
you're right.
for I was about to say the Mariners, but not the Mariners because Bryce Miller, right?
Yeah.
Is the first pitcher in history to have consecutive losses by giving up 17 or more runs. Oh God.
And it's funny because that pitching staff is legendarily good.
So good.
Yeah.
Last year, it was literally oh, well, you got to go up against the Mariners and you just got to get through those first 6 innings and then you can get their bullpen and maybe you can get somebody.
All right. I'm going to go around the room. Everybody has to contribute here. So we're using some of the tariff money on our friend, Connor.
You showing up for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Highlight of your weekend. I got to meet Devon White. Got my picture taken with Devon White. Got to meet a couple of guys from my fantasy league baseball team.
Nice.
And I got to, this morning, I got to tear a strip off our morning show host for taking a week off, a week after starting with the radio station. So I feel pretty good about things.
That's good. I'm glad you're happy. Hey, I was a pretty chill weekend. I was
You're up north.
I was up north with my girlfriend. It was the first time basically since April that we didn't have anything particularly important or special going on. I wasn't meeting anybody. She wasn't meeting anybody. We weren't going anywhere.
Right.
So we spent a nice evening at a brewery, played some games, and that's basically what our weekend consisted of.
Very
playing
nice.
a bunch of games. So that was nice.
Important to make sure that you guys can get along,
I mean, yeah, well, still, anyways.
What about you, Declan? You were at a wedding.
I was out on the island, out in Chemainus, BC, about an hour and a half away from Victoria. I hadn't been to the island since I was a kid. Used to go to Gabrielle Island, Salt Spring Island frequently, every summer as a kid. Beautiful country out there.
Did you see Valdi?
We didn't see Valdi, but I'll tell you, like I said, hadn't been there since I was a kid, but man, it is beautiful out there.
Well, it's gorgeous. It's isolated, and you're like, do I want to go back over, or maybe I just stay here?
I was down to move there immediately. Do the show remotely.
When I was about 4 years old or 5, I lived in Sydney for a year, which is right by Victoria.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's a lovely, lovely part of the world. Connor, what did you do this weekend?
So I went back home to a small little town called Bicycle.
Oh, I know where Bicycle
we
is.
had a big family reunion and brought the girlfriend over. She met everybody for the first time.
Nice.
And they all loved her, especially one of my cousins who's 9 years old and basically glommed onto her for the entire event. And it was really cute.
That's awesome. Well, these are great stories. You guys are living your lives and having fun. How badly did she beat you in pool?
We didn't play any pool. I can't play pool with her because she cheats very aggressively at it. Because she's not.
You're not trying.
This is true, but she's not very good at it. She's not good at pool. She's good at the cheating part of pool.
Okay.
So we didn't play any of that. I beat her in crib every time, and then she was getting pretty upset at that. So we played a bunch of dice games and stuff, and she crushed me there.
just want you to understand that at some point the worm will turn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I caught a very hot streak of cards this weekend.
There you go. All right, very busy show. Connor Halley will join us at 1:20. What's on Declination coming up at 1:40 today?
Yeah, so customarily it is Mama MMA on these Mondays. We'll still play Mamma Mia by ABBA. Don't you worry
Yay.
about that. Didn't watch a lick. Like, you've barely even seen highlights.
When they've lost you, they've lost everything.
No, it was wedding weekend. It was a busy.
Right.
It was a busy week. Yeah. It wasn't just. Come on, we talked about this 2 seconds ago. It wasn't just by choice. So I'm probably gonna have to pivot and maybe do a little CFL. Maybe do a little. Just any takes I want to get off the top of the noggin.
I love it. And the CFL is like hot right now because the Elks are doing so very well. We have rumors on the way. A lot of fun. Your texts are welcome at 833-401-1440 at Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact. Because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Krueger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details or stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back. LeadingEdgePhysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. wolfgmcbuick.com.
Mm-hmm. It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Check them out, wolfgmcbuick.com. It is time for Rumors, brought to you by Hire Good. We solve real problems for businesses while creating real impact. We reduce issues for your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. Go to hiregood.ca. Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives. Okay. I think everybody's in the right order now. Moving things around. What is Josh doing right now? Tell me, please.
Josh is about to hop on here and tell you what he's doing.
So we need to plug in Tater's computer. And so this is the charger, but I have actually no idea where it's plugged into. So I just sort of started pulling. Turns out it's plugged in under the camera. So I'm about to go to the other side of the table and start pulling.
Okay, you've knocked some stuff over here.
I would say, with respect to Josh, who does a great job at a lot of things, this is one of the worst jobs someone has done here in regard to an individual task in quite some time.
You know what? Thank you for that. It just seemed to me it was ill-fated from the beginning. Connor Halley gave clear instructions, and he's botched it, and he's not even started it, really. He's accomplished nothing, and he's already created a problem. It's bedlam. Okay. Now that we're done. Totally, right? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, half the time I'm over there doing dishes. Lord. You know, it was worse when Carius was here, but, you know. Mr. Mara says Max Jones is pretty much identical to half of the Flames forwards. Well, you know what? Mike Babcock needs forecheckers. And, you know, people have the boots, but are they going to use the boots? I feel like everybody thinks that Chris Knobloch's team is going to show up and they're going to run exactly the same way under Mike Babcock. I got news for you. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. People are going to have to prove themselves. And you know, Ike Howard, I mean, he is a guy the general manager went out and acquired. Previous coach, faded him after a few games. He played 29 NHL games. The expectation would be Ike Howard will play. And, you know, Mike Babcock, he will play young players, but it depends on how well he plays and how closely he listens to, the style of play they want and how well he forechecks and turns pucks over. That's going to be a big part of the Edmonton Oilers this season. There are some interesting things happening. One of my favorite websites is Pro Hockey Rumors. And they have Marcus Antonelli, writes very well. I read all the time, has the top 10 NHL teams headed into 26-27. They are number 1, Carolina Hurricanes. Number 2, Colorado Avalanche. Number 3, Florida Panthers. Number 4, Tampa Bay Lightning. Number 5, Dallas Stars. Number 6, Washington Capitals. Number 7, Montreal Canadiens. Number 8, Minnesota Wild. Number 9, Vegas Golden Knights. Number 10, Utah Mammoth. Do we have any disagreements with that list overall? And do we think there's an omission there among the top 10 teams heading into the year?
No mention of the Calgary Flames. Okay, sleeping.
I mean, why did I not anticipate
why did we not think about that? I'm just kidding. Edmonton, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Utah was a little high for my liking.
Well, the Oilers should be in there somewhere. I'm not saying one, but they should be in there somewhere.
Where did Utah rank?
Wait, hold on. I must have misheard the list.
Okay.
Edmonton wasn't in there?
No. Oh, you want me to read them again?
Yes. Well, clearly, because you know what this actually is? This is a classic case of someone hearing what they want to hear and knowing what they want to know.
It's also I'm relieved that it's not you saying, "Hey, did we read the liner first for the sponsor?"
Hey, I got bills to pay, man. I got to make sure that gets
Number 1, Carolina Hurricanes. Number 2, Colorado Avalanche. Number 3, Florida Panthers. 4, Tampa Bay Lightning. 5, Dallas Stars. 6, Washington Capitals. 7, Montreal Canadiens. 8, Minnesota Wild. 9, Vegas Golden Knights. 10, Utah Mammoth.
Weird. I would have. That's crazy. I just inserted Edmonton in there. I would have them 6. I would have them behind Dallas.
I think that's very fair, and you could even go a little lower, but I think they have to be there.
Yeah. Like Washington is a little too high for me. I would have had Edmonton in there, and if you want to make the argument, if someone wants to give me Minnesota over Edmonton, I can listen to that argument. Obviously, the division they play in is what really hinders them.
Better decor?
Yeah. Better decor here, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Over whom?
Over Minnesota.
Over Minnesota?
Ooh, Minnesota's good.
They're
I don't know.
talent-wise insane, but Jason really sold me on the size. Like they're just too small.
I think I'd go Minnesota.
Because here's the other thing. I got a question for you guys. Evan Bouchard or Quinn Hughes?
I'd probably still take Quinn Hughes.
How much is Hughes making?
Well, right now I think he's only making 12, but he's going to be due in a couple.
Yeah, I'd take Bouchard because he's less. They're both very good. And Bouchard's righty. Hughes is lefty, right?
Oh, stop it, Quinn Hughes. Yeah, I was woefully misinformed on that contract. It's 7.8.
Okay, well then that makes a difference, right? Because he's going to sign a contract soon.
He has 2 years left.
No, the last season.
Oh,
UFA.
okay.
Yeah.
But I like the righty aspect of Bouchard. I think it sets up a lot when he's passing the puck through the middle on the tape with McDavid on the fly or Leon. By the way, The Athletic's Chris Johnston has an article up today about Leon Draisaitl speaking at the NHL's European Player Media Tour. I fumbled through the name of Player Media Tour in our first segment, but one of the comments that caught my eye in the article by Johnston is this one from Leon Draisaitl. It says, "We asked all of the hard questions that media would probably ask Mike Babcock. He had some very honest feedback on us, too. It was very honest, productive meeting, and it was very on the table. There was no beating around the bush. He faced it great. It's not easy sometimes talking about all of those things." So it was a very frank conversation, and I think that is a kind of a, and I don't want to offend anybody, but a kind of a come to Jesus moment for the core, the inner circle of the Edmonton Oilers, where we've been doing it our way for a while, and like, a lot of people on my blog are saying, they've never been coached properly. Todd McClellan tried. He did try. Dave Tippett tried. I think McClellan was a better coach than Tippett, but there's a point at which, if you are the teacher or the coach or whatever, and they're not listening to you, you've been too long at the fair, and all of those cats ended up leaving. Now Babcock comes in and he got pre-buy-in. We're 11 years into it, right? But I remember when Mike Babcock said during Todd McClellan's first year, he said, the problem in Edmonton is they're playing McDavid too much. They'll figure it out. Now, we transfer almost a dozen years later, and one of the first things Babcock tells these cats is you're playing too much. So it's going to be a different world. It is going to be a totally different world for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to tell you, I do not know if this is the answer. I don't know. Babcock has a past. This team has a past. There are things that look like they could overlap and help each other. But anybody who tells you, oh, yeah, this is the one, is just building a lot of faith behind those words. We don't know what we don't know. And we don't know a lot about this. So we've got to wait and see. Everybody approaches it with their, with their best, of course. You want to do well, but we'll have to wait and see. The Houston Astros have parted ways with Dana Brown. That's interesting. We talked about it last segment. They're in the middle of a pennant race. They're keeping their manager. I absolutely disagree with that. Nothing you can do about it. We move on. Klay Thompson signing a 2-year deal with the Miami Heat. Or what version of Klay Thompson are the Heat getting, Declan?
Oh, a bad one.
Okay.
Washed. Still shot 39% from 3 last year, I believe, with Dallas, but they had to buy him out because he's not mobile. He can't move. He can't play within an offense the way he did. And give credit to Klay, like he had to play in a heavy style of movement for so many years in Golden State. But I will say the one thing Miami is getting is they are finally getting a shooter. It's a washed one, but it's also a top 3 shooter in NBA history. And like he is the only threat of outside shooting that team has. Now he's going to be the easiest player to defend in the world because he doesn't move anymore off the ball. But it's at least someone who can theoretically hit a shot because we had 0 of those before.
Right. NFL. We talked about I think the big story. Maybe it's not, but I think it is big when you're going to the quarterback who you brought in, who ruined you. Deshaun Watson, starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders is now the backup. Do you think this is short term? Do you think that Sanders can improve or win back the job, or do you think this is how it's going to be until Watson inevitably gets hurt?
I think this is short term. I think he'll be the starter this season, like full time. Whether that's Deshaun Watson goes down with injury or the Browns start 0-4 or something, because if Deshaun Watson is the starter all season long,
both of those things could happen. By
yeah,
the way.
if Deshaun Watson is the season starter all season long and they go like, 15-2 or 2-15, I mean, they're gonna fire Todd Monken. And they're gonna be like, oh, well, Todd Monken was the problem. Well, granted, he was the coach of a 2-15 squad, but also apparently it was your decision to start Deshaun Watson and not his. And then they'll get a new coach and they'll draft, Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever it is. And they'll be like, great, guys, new things coming. But I honestly, I cannot see a world where this Deshaun Watson thing goes all season long. I think it'll be Shedeur Sanders.
On Saturday, after the game, this is according to ESPN, Watson said, last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles, and this same fan base cheered when I got hurt. So what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person gets hurt, especially in their own city, and they cheer. So it's just so good in Cleveland.
They hate him. Well, first of all, he's not a good guy. Like, it's not.
Oh,
it's not like.
Do you have evidence of that, sir?
I don't know. 19 settlements, I think, should do it.
Oh, sure. Bring that up.
Yeah. So, I think they might have a problem with that. And then on top of it, like, they're paying money to go and watch him play, a guy they don't particularly like to begin with. And now he's getting $200 million guaranteed. People were going to games with bags on their head in 2016. Like, listen, don't cheer when an athlete goes down for injury. Like, this is their livelihood. But also, you can express your opinion however you want. And if that's the opinion they have, brother, they're telling you something about, one, the way you play, two, the person you are.
Can you just give us the name? I know who it is, but the name of the quarterback before Watson in Cleveland.
Before Watson, it would have been Baker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but Baker retired, right? Like, he didn't have a career after Cleveland gave up on him.
And he's doing a great job on the desk now.
Funny you should mention that. Cut by Carolina, won a game for LA, and then went to the
4
playoffs.
days notice too.
Yeah,
Maybe even less.
I think it was like 3 days notice. He came in on Tuesday and they played on, or no, came in on Monday and they played on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then got the bag from Tampa Bay, where he led them to 2 straight playoffs.
So
I will say the funny thing though about like that Carolina LA stretch, he went 2-8. Like between those two teams, you know what I mean?
Bad,
We rewrite history a little bit, but the Bucks took a shot and they nailed it.
It's crazy what their QB room was that year. Sam Darnold, who just won a Super Bowl,
right,
and Baker Mayfield.
Not bad.
Not bad. I mean, for Carolina, it's bad.
Back to my point about Cleveland, though.
Sure.
Just shut your mouth, keep your guy, and don't even pursue Deshaun, and you'd be a better off team.
Exactly. Guess what he did? Won you a playoff game, which you hadn't done in forever, since Bill Belichick was your head coach.
Man, there are certain teams like Denver, when they have a great quarterback, they win. But when they spend long periods of time, trying to find guys who are, left-handed or believe in Jesus or whatever, but they don't get the right guy. What is it about NFL teams and quarterbacks?
Well, let's be clear here. Baker Mayfield is not John Elway or Peyton Manning.
No, he's not.
But like, I don't know. I think that's what it is they're looking for, and they're not okay with a guy like Baker Mayfield, who I love Baker.
He's not tall.
He's not tall, but he will fight and he will scratch and claw his way to a first down if he has to run for it. Like, maybe he's not the most accurate, whatever, but I would say he's a top half in the league starter probably. And last year was bad, riddled with injury, whatever. But like, all in all, I think Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback who can run your offense. They don't want a guy who can just run the offense and maybe be a little better of what. No, they're like, we need our Peyton Manning. And they miss and miss and miss and miss.
Yeah, well, then they do. Ben says, then we got to take a break. Arch Manning would look great in a Cowboys jersey. I don't see anyone having a problem with Dallas getting a Manning.
I see many problems.
Is he, because like I remember Archie Manning, and he was a good quarterback on a terrible team. Like, I think they peaked at 8-8. But he was a good quarterback. But then the Manning kids were just out of sight. How good is this Manning?
He's probably closer to the original Arch Manning.
Right. He's not the kids.
He's not his dad or uncle.
Okay.
Well, his dad was Cooper.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's not his uncles. My
his,
apologies.
his uncles are Peyton and Eli.
That's-
Hilarious, by
that's-
the way.
That's my apologies.
Hilarious that Cooper just like never got the football gene. I would push back a little bit. I think Arch is quite good.
Okay.
Now, like, is he Peyton Manning? No, but I think he could be. Like, I think he's
You think he
better
could
than
be
Eli,
Eli?
just on natural talent alone. I
So-
think he's more naturally talented than Eli.
Final question, and I apologize, but I remember this. The kid in for the Raiders, I saw him on the weekend. He looked great. He was interviewed sideline. He looked great. He looks like he's like Joe Bleaton Namath out there. Is he? And is there a chance the Raiders ruin him?
I think Fernando Mendoza will be good. I'll go first because it watched him much more intently at Indiana. I think he's good. I like what it is they're doing. They're going to put him in the backup spot for probably like the first 12 weeks of the season
Love it.
because they have a really tough schedule. But he seems like a solid game manager, all things considered. And I mean, like, it'll be his rookie year, so I don't want to put too much pressure on him, although he was the first overall pick. I think he'll be great.
Declan.
I like that. I like a lot of what Josh said. To answer both of you, I would say yes to both of your questions, by the way. He can be that. And then I think there is also a chance Vegas could ruin him. I think he's got great size, great intangibles, great arm. He's got a lot of the makings of what you want of a quarterback, but I still think he'll kind of cap out as like a slightly above. Like, I don't think he'll ever be Josh Allen or Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. But I think he'll be.
Will he be
I think
Joe Flacco?
He'd be more like Jared Goff, I would say.
Oh, that's good.
I don't want to say best case scenario. No one knows, but that's kind of how I see him playing out as.
It's good stuff. I appreciate it. All right, we're really late. I blame Connor, but he can't talk because tariffs. All right. On the way, we're going to talk more about what you want to talk about. A lot of Oilers stuff and some Max Jones love, which I really like. Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated
on the day, TJ Lee had the other in the first half. Roar quickly throwing. Stanley Berryhill. On the day, TJ Lee had the other in the first half. Roar quickly throwing. Stanley Berryhill. On the day, TJ Lee. Swing and a fly ball, center field. Going back is Church. Back toward the wall. Completed an improbable comeback. A two-run game-winning home run. The Phillies down 4-zip. They win it 6-4. It's the first one-back home run in more than 3 years.
Breaking down the fine art of sports. One rep at a time. The Lowdown with Lowtide. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
1244, Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Monday, loving the Prince. You worked top 40 when those songs came out, and we used to get in trouble with the boss because you had a 2-hour window where if the song was played at like noon, you couldn't play it until after 2, and we cheated all the time, and we got yelled at. But it was worth it because When Doves Cry was such a great record. So was Purple Rain. You probably haven't heard it. It was real good. I see you answered that about Cooper. He was a top-ranked wideout, and he had
spinal stenosis.
Right.
So after he like committed to I think it was Ole Miss as well, he had to basically retire because of the spinal stenosis.
Right.
Poor guy.
Well, that sucks, right? It's like I think one Sutter son stayed home, and the rest of them, went out and had career. He looked after the farm.
At least they had like 8 other ones,
And didn't the one who didn't coach win the lottery or something?
I don't know. I
thought that was a real thing.
The only Sutter story I really know is the old man Sutter used to drive in from Viking to watch the Flames or whomever was on the Sutters at the old Northlands. And when Walter Gretzky was there, he'd go, Walter, I drove an old pickup truck in. Doesn't even have heat. And he'd laugh. Old man Sutter was a tough guy, I think.
I believe that.
Yeah. Bench says, at least Lowtide shares his knowledge and wisdom along with common sense as he ages. If you start turning old Jerry on us, Tide, I'll let you know. But like Jerry of the Cowboys is my favorite guy because up until now, he's always found a way to kind of sabotage the Cowboys. You agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, was it?
I think he's trying to do his best, though.
Well, sure, everybody
do or
does.
do not. There is no try.
Right. I'm trying to incorporate workouts into my life. How's that going? You got to be able to. There is no. What's the line?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Right. Exactly.
Yoda.
Which is Yoda, pretty smart. That's the rep.
Scholars will argue.
Come on. I don't think scholars are agreeing on Jar Jar and Yoda, right?
Yoda gave up. Was he really that smart?
Okay. All right. Regarding the oil, November will show us where we stand. Changes will be made and trades. Everyone wants a quick start. Listen, I still hurt about the Oilers losing against LA in the playoffs. I remember that. So Gary Unger, what the hell are you doing with your stick? Damn it. When they had a 5-goal lead in the third period, going into the third in 82, should have won at 83. 83, the Islanders were completely healthy in 83. By 84, they were not. And that was the difference. The Oilers were really good, but the Islanders were really good and veteran. And they were the wiser team. A year later, it didn't make any difference because they were so broken down. Bossy's back was bothering him. Billy Smith was hurt. They had real problems. Why do the Raiders have a tough schedule when they sucked last year?
That's a great question. I don't know. Talk to the schedule makers. I'm sure that's something to do with they wanted to tout the number 1 overall pick in bigger markets and whatever, but I really don't know how the math shook out because the AFC West also has 3 really good teams, so they want to put them in good divisions also. Yeah. But I don't know, it's a whole thing. But yeah, I think they go against.
Yeah,
I don't have their schedule in front of me.
Well, they play in a really tough division, I would say, in the AFC West, obviously, and then it's that division's year to play the NFC West, which is obviously the
you have to go
Rams,
up against the
Seahawks,
Rams,
Niners.
Yeah.
Justin from Leduc, my grandpa was the owner of Camrose Machine and Welding, and he said Sutter's dad used to come in and custom order pucks made out of metal so the boys could train.
Nice. That's how you build a strong kid right there.
Oh, my God.
That's how you build a strong player.
Old man Sutter should be training the world's children. Maybe not, but it sure worked for the Sutter boys.
I mean, any of them play goalie? Because it seems like that's what it really should have been. Was you put a kid in pads, and it's like, well, if he can stay in front of a metal puck, he can stay in front of a regular puck.
Sounds about how tough they are. Probably grandma was in net, you know.
Yeah. That's like the equivalent of you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You know what I mean? But it's just a metal puck versus a regular puck.
Get out of the way next time, right?
No, stay in the way next time. Reading.
I can't. You know what? I think he read it into the Nails. Read it into the
Bueller.
Yeah, and it. I do that too, and then I end up saying ghastly things and apologizing for them. So.
I just let my fat fingers do the typing, and then I go in after with the asterisks and the actual spelling of the words that have been misspelled by my fat fingers.
Okay, that's probably the way to go, but I don't have time for that. I'm busy.
Fair enough. I type
not really
faster
busy.
on my phone than you do, for sure.
I mean, I'm an old man. I mean, I barely. It's hunt and peck, right?
Oh yeah. See, look, that unfortunately is the way I type on a computer at times.
Oh.
Even though we had to take typing lessons in elementary school, they've sort of, given up on me.
I write 4 athletic articles and 7 Lowtide articles a week on this computer, and by the time it's almost done.
Yeah.
And by the time it's finished, it's like it looks like it's been to hell and back, and it has.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but man, I love laptops. They're so good. The invention of laptops saved me a bazillion hours. Just did.
Wow, better than ink and quill and parchment over by the candlelight until until it goes out.
Yeah, my
or your lamp runs out of oil.
Nostradamus quatrains or whatever.
Yeah.
Justin from Leduc. Supposedly, the boy who stayed on the farm was the best one, but who knows? Yeah, I remember somebody saying that, but like, and like very hockey smart, like family. Your Sutter, the one who went to L.A. and won the Stanleys.
Yeah, Daryl.
Just unbelievably smart guy.
Smart guy.
Yeah, like everybody old school hates analytics, and he in 4 sentences explained analytics perfectly. He said, and I'm not going to get the quote right, but he basically said, look, everybody think it's a lot about defending. If you're defending in your own zone and you don't have the puck, you end up taking a penalty, giving up a goal, or a puck over glass. That's it. Those are the 3 things that could happen, or you ice the puck. We want possession. We want to get possession. As soon as we don't have possession, we're going after possession. There's not a lot of defense played. You're just trying to get the puck. And that's hockey today. And it hasn't changed since his time, but he understood it long. And he was an older guy, but he understood it long before a lot of the guys who were general managers in the league. And that's why I think he made trades like the Kiprusoff trade, was he's just really smart.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiprusoff, in case you didn't know, one of Vesna.
He was really good. You didn't deserve him. Don't deserve the goal as you got now.
Sure we do.
Clay will get good looks.
No, he
Husk.
won't.
That's what Husk says he will.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is like Bam and Giannis are gonna collapse in the like at the rim so often that theoretically there should be a lot of space there for Clay.
Yeah,
but I'm just thinking like if I'm defending that Miami Heat team, I'm having one player never collapse the perimeter, sticking to Clay on the wing because I know all he can do is sit there and hit threes. I hope Husks is right, and I think theoretically he should. And obviously throughout the season he's going to hit some shots like that. But game in, game out, I just think defensively it's so easy to key on.
How big is Clay?
6'7".
How old is Clay?
36.
So
35.
He's timed. His foot speed is timed by sundial, correct?
Yeah,
because I think he was a one and done guy at Washington State, right?
He's 36. He'll actually be 37 during the season.
Oh my god!
Is he a slower man for the NBA?
Now he is, but not in his prime.
No, I understand that. That's the
because
problem.
he tore an Achilles and an ACL.
Right, and I'm not putting him down. I'm not saying that's a terrible thing, but there's a certain quickness that's required to be an impact player offensively.
I mean, I think in his prime, it took him 0.9 seconds from getting the ball to the ball being in the air. Like that's how fast his release was.
Dude, in his prime, he had the cleanest catch and shoot release of anyone ever.
I think
anyone ever.
I think he still has I guess technically PJ Tucker, but Clay basically has like the best corner 3-point percentage in NBA history. But and in sheer volume that he takes corner threes is ridiculous. But yeah, it seems like a very easy thing to game plan for. Yeah, the zone's going to collapse, but if you just keep a guy to Clay, then it's like, all right, well, we're kicking it out to, who's your point guard?
Davion Mitchell,
We're
and
kicking
you
it in.
will be putting respect on his name.
Hey, Raptors legend off night, and Kings legend.
So we've got a whole hour, and you haven't put down my quarterback, so I appreciate you.
Wow. We're supposed to have an Eagles guest on today on the Frenzy.
Right.
Connor said, I think it was 0 for 15. And my immediate response was, they're just ducking all the questions about Jalen Hurts tuna subs.
Eagles guests, in my experience, are the second hardest NFL guests to get on.
Behind 49ers?
Yes.
Interesting. Connor could not get a Jets guest last week either.
Oh,
he said they hate Canada.
But if an Eagles reporter is around the fan base, he's getting harassed and harangued by them. So
Right.
he's
he
got to
should,
deal with that.
he should
too.
want to come on Canadian radio. It's like he doesn't even think we know what's going on over there.
When we do an interview, is there a tariff on that now, or how does that work?
No, I don't think so, as long as we're not paying for it.
All right. Well, Connor's a good true blue Canadian. He'll be here at 1:20. We have declinations. It will be MMA, but I think there's some other thoughts rolling around in that cranium of Declan. So we'll find out coming up at 1:40 today. This is the Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's time for an update with Declan Krueger.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by elksnation.ca for the best green and gold coverage online with articles, podcasts, and more. Visit elksnation.ca. Piece of news coming down just now. The New England Patriots sending wide receiver Kayshon Boutte to the Texans in exchange for safety Jalen Reed and a 2028 7th-round pick per Adam Schefter and Tom Rosario. News around the MLB as the games will get going at 4:40 today with the Red Sox and Marlins, as well as the Rays and the Tigers. 4:45 we'll see the Rockies and the Nats. The late game tonight in the league will see the Cincinnati Reds in San Francisco to take on the Giants. Two games in the WNBA today, the Valkyries and the Lynx at 6 o'clock, and then the Dream and the Sparks at 8. From around the sporting world, veteran CFL executive Jim Popp has joined the 0-10 Ottawa Red Blacks as an advisor. Leon Draisaitl, quote, excited to play under Mike Babcock, saying we're looking to be coached. And the Cleveland Browns have tabbed Deshaun Watson, not Shedeur Sanders, as their QB1. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
1440, Stingray radio station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Wondering what you can afford?
Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure,
No awkward convos.
just quick answers on your budget and payments.
Bad credit? No credit? We got you.
Text check to 780-777-7777.
That's check to 780 all sevens.
Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe.
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's
You see Kolinkowski to center, and DeCastro goes from center to guard, Hunter from guard to tackle.
Now Kelly pumps wide open. Coxie's got two. Touchdown Argos.
To make time for this. Ken Franchuk here. If you're 40 or over,
A quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, look today at getcheck.ca.
Alberta, this one's for you. Around here, trust takes a few winters. It's why players have known Jackpot City since 1998. Home to hundreds of exciting casino games, live dealer action, and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Jackpot City, nothing beats the original. Please play responsibly, 18 years or older, Alberta only.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
The Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. wolfgmcbuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. They're overstocked and they're making room with a massive summer clearance sale. Employee pricing continues at wolfgmcbuick.com. We have a busy hour. Connor Halley will join us at 1:20 today, talking a little NFL. We will talk about the Browns, but also the Chargers, and kind of go through some of the surprise. We're getting closer now. We're about, a week and a half away from the opener. Yeah, sounds good. So we'll also talk a little bit about football at 1:40 today. Mamma mia, we will have MMA, but also some thoughts about the Elks and their situation. And maybe we could start there. Kind of a tale of two halves. You were at a wedding, so you may not have seen the football game on the weekend.
I got around to checking it out.
Okay. So what were your thoughts about the two different halves?
You'll see games where a team has a bad half and then they bounce back in the second half, right? Like that's relatively normal. It's pretty rare that you see a game where two teams completely flip from one half to the next. Like in the second half, Edmonton had 250 yards of offense. Winnipeg had 19 total net yards. Close to reversed. Edmonton wasn't quite that bad in the first half, but Winnipeg would sustain drives, step on their throat. If they don't go for it on that 1/3 and goal from the 5, put a couple more points on the board, like and I asked Eddie about that this morning. I was like, what is said in each locker room to get, like, what is the message to get it to completely flip like that? Because it's really rare you see a game that is so one-sided for each team in each half.
It's but I feel like there's a the story of this Elks team is that they have enough depth. They have room for improvement. Some of the play calling could be a little bit better. Hopefully they have injuries that are done by playoff time. But I just like the depth of the team. Like, I think that's
they're good everywhere.
Yeah, that's a reflection of the GM. But they're good. They're solid, man. They have good everything.
Legitimately good everywhere. And I actually wrote an article on elksnation.ca, my top 25 Elks so far to the midpoint of the season. I wrote it before the Winnipeg game. And Vincent Blanchard was very high on that list. Anyone who read it will know where he came in. But he did it again. Another walk-off field. And just like, for a team that I would argue has been pretty consistent offensively in a lot of ways, he has arguably been their most consistent offense. And it's boring because it's a kicker, but what he's done and how important he's been, it's been huge for the team.
It's just fun to talk about a positive, and the Elks they occupy an interesting spot in the Edmonton sports community. Certainly when I was growing up and when I was young, and certainly when they were winning 5 in a row, and most of my youth, they were absolutely a major player. Like if you had a golf tournament, you'd have Wilkie there. You might have Kepley. You probably have one of the big linemen there. Heck, Potier, somebody, Kepley. Those cats hung around. Even post-career, but certainly in the summer, they were a big part of the community. And, you'd yell at the head coach when you were buying lettuce at the grocery store. That was part of it too. I remember I was at some kind of a charity event. Tom Higgins was there, and I was mad at him. And I told him, and I received some derisive comments from people I was with, but he said, no, I love it. I love the feedback. And that's the passion in this community that was there. And it has been here. Machocha had this team rocking. Fans were fans. The Elks period was really bad for lots of reasons. I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but people are coming back, and I'm thrilled because this is a football city, and the CFL is healthier and better when Edmonton is a cornerstone. It's okay that Regina is a big market in the CFL, but you need more than one. And BC, sometimes when they're bad, they've got other activities they can do in BC in the summertime. And Calgary, everybody has to actually sign a waiver just in case they get bit by something in McMahon when they go. Edmonton has to be like a majestic place, and so does Regina, and so does Winnipeg, quite frankly, although this year they seem a little off. We were talking on the morning show, by the way. It's good to have Gazzola back, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good to have Tommy back.
Although I will say that Brandon did a great job.
He always does.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Good guy, very professional guy. But I will say that we were just talking about, how this shakes out in Winnipeg. And O'Shea, do you think it's even possible he'd leave there and go to another CFL city?
Me? No. I think he's a Bomber lifer.
Yeah.
And he's done such an amazing job there.
Well, Bono did it at Calgary, then BC, right? But it was, it was time for him to go, and they had Huffnagel to take over.
Like, it's always possible. Mike O'Shea, I think, now you can make the argument they underachieved in terms of actual Grey Cup wins, but he built something pretty special there. I don't think he wants to go and restart that somewhere else. Not that he would necessarily have to be starting from zero, and not that he necessarily started from zero in Winnipeg, but it'll be really, really, really tough to duplicate what he did there, and those will be the expectations.
I can't believe
what
you're
are you doing on the
setting
TV right now?
point. You went by Call the Midwife and Big Bang Theory. What are you doing,
Well,
man?
first of all, I was trying to find the Chelsea-Fulham game. Had very low expectations it would be on network television, and it is not. So I'm just going to have to check the results.
Okay.
Second, the keys are a little stuck here on the remote.
I thought you were about to turn on like Young and the Restless. You were hovering there for a second. I was like, oh my
Well,
God.
I'm trying to type in 900 to get us back to TSN. and
You've
it's not
really
working.
done the
Why
job.
don't you just hit guide?
I'm on. What do you think this is?
All right. Did you guys ever see WKRP in Cincinnati?
No, my family has a box set, but I don't think I've ever seen an
It's a
episode.
great show. The beginning, before the song of each show, the guy would say it was a newsman, and he'd say, the mayor who insisted he was not intoxicated could not explain his nudity. And then it would hit the music and go in, right? It was a newscast, the beginning of WKRP in Cincinnati. This is Adam Schefter. Kind of has the same ring to the story as the news item. Adam Schefter, 49er statement on the arrest of owner Jed York. As this is a legal matter which has been resolved, we will not be providing any further comment at this time. I know what it is.
Yeah. Caught in a trailer park.
Well,
you're a billionaire. Seriously?
What about the actor? Well, he did the same damn thing.
Charlie Sheen?
No, 4 Weddings and a Funeral guy.
Oh, Hugh Grant.
Yeah, and he was like,
he's not a billionaire, but he is Hugh Grant.
But he also was married at the time, right?
Was he ever married? I mean, I know he got married like in 2015.
Well,
or
he was
something
with
like that.
someone. He was,
but yeah,
famously with somebody famous.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, what the hell, man?
Guys, what are you doing? Go to the trailer park. Listen, you have more money than God.
Also,
just order them to a hotel.
Just
or don't do it at all.
Thank you.
That's really the whole
You know,
point. But
maybe examine your life choices.
If you're gonna do it, be smarter about it.
Don't you feel there's at this time of life, and maybe it's because I'm old and the world has passed me by, there's just a little bit of, like, we all had this train we were going down, and everybody was, kind of staying within certain parameters, although there'd be a loopy minute, but back to the normal. Now it feels like every day I go on Twitter or Blue Sky or wherever I get my news, and it's some outrageous story about somebody, and you're like, what were you thinking? That seems to be, 70s were the me decade. This is the what were you thinking decade.
Yeah.
Weird.
So what were they thinking?
Right.
I think I asked myself that more times than I care to count in a week.
When you are a human being, the proper thing is to get in a car and drive 5 hours to see your girlfriend on the weekend. That's normal.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Or drive home and barbecue hot dogs.
It's
That's normal.
it's really not that hard.
What you doing there, Larry?
I just have to say that. So I wrote her a letter. This is a whole thing. I wrote her a letter.
To your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mailed it to her like it was a week and a half ago, whatever. She never checked the mail until I got there. And she was like, "Oh, we got to go check the mail." And so she's looking through it because she's trying to find her jury duty. She she had gotten.
Oh, geez.
But she can't do it. She's exempt because her father is a justice.
Oh, perfect.
So
and by the way, you better be good.
Not perfect. It's her dream to do jury duty.
No. Her father's a justice?
Oh, yes, correct.
Yeah. So I would be minding my...
very tightened up.
Okay.
But anyway, so it was funny to see her. She's getting all these letters, whatever. And she's like, "What the hell is this?" And it just has my name in the corner, and it's just unbelievable. I was like, "You can read that whenever you want, I guess." I was hoping you would get it more than the Saturday I was here, but alas, here we are.
Yeah. I will say that you're probably the only person your age who knows how to buy a stamp.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
You go up and you say, "I'd like to post this, please," and they go, "Okay," and they put a stamp on it and they send it out.
Very good.
Cost
so
$2.
You went to the post office then?
I guess I went to the post office that was in a Shoppers.
Okay. All right. So you went to the drugstore?
Yeah. Well, because I knew it had a post office.
You picked up a little Vapo rub and you did that.
No, I just went there to post a letter.
No, well, I'm trying to.
I had to re-Google how to what information I had to put on the front of the letter and how I had to format that because I haven't done it since grade 9.
Well, it's been a long time for me. I will say that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last letter I mailed.
She said I did a good job, but
Okay.
I should be putting the postal code on its own 4th line.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
right.
I thought it was just
Yeah, no, I think it is supposed to be an individual line.
address and then province or town, province, postal code, but I guess postal code goes below town, province. The more you know.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Cheddar said Hugh Grant was with Liz Hurley when he had his faux pas. Capital I, idiot, says Eddie Cheddar.
Then went on to be godfather to Elizabeth Hurley's kid after they had broken up.
Well, I mean, forgiveness is a thing, right?
They stayed tight.
And redemption is something that we all hope we receive in life, not to be preachy or anything, but I think those things apply, to all denominations. Is Gazzola off next week from the rig? I gave him a hard time today. Karen told me that I gave him too much of a hard time, but
Does she sit there on Monday mornings and do you do these hits from the corner of your bed on the phone? Oh, okay, so
and she's sleeping, but
she's sitting there watching you, going, "Can you hang up the phone so I can go back to sleep?"
Sitting there watching me sounds like more attention than is having, but she may overhear things, But I mean, it was it's good to have Gazzola back. I like having him. I miss Carius too. It's kind of a, Have you seen Karius since he left?
I saw him at his going away party,
Yeah.
or his retirement party, whatever, at on the Rocks in mid-July.
I saw him. He's in a motorcycle gang now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he got leather jackets and
Cool.
they're driving around in these big hogs, they call them.
Yeah.
And I mean, mostly older ladies with him, but they looked, threatening.
Checks out. And then he was filling in for Spec because Spec went on vacation.
Right.
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was doing his.
Spec's the one guy who goes on a vacation that is actually somewhere. He's like, I'm in Guam.
He goes on like 2 vacations a year. You know. Yeah, I think he went camping with the missus to like a concert or something like that. With no service. And then I know like he took a couple days off around his birthday or something and went to Portugal with his wife in the season.
Right. And so I think he takes a ski trip every year too.
His what?
He goes skiing.
Oh yeah. I think he just goes like skiing. Like he'll literally just be like, all right, well, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. today because it's an Oilers off day, and I'm driving to Banff, and then skis, and then drives home. Or if they're on a road trip, he can sort of
he'll
finagle his way around.
He'll slow down as time goes on. That does seem to be a little.
Not yet.
Well, it'll happen. Don't worry.
I say this like I know Spec. I mean, he has no idea who I am, and I listen to him.
Does he follow
every
you?
day. Nope.
Nope. Does he know who you are?
Nope.
You should say, I'm Josh Fenwick.
Well,
My dad invented Fenwick, and then he'll roll his eyes and say, oh, you're one of those clowns who likes numbers. Are you?
No. Well, I'm not. I don't like numbers as much as my dad, Mr. Engineer.
Well, I mean,
numbers, big part of his life.
Well, also, I'm assuming he's really good at them.
Yes.
Yeah, probably better than you.
But but like he's better than like two of me could do put together.
Yeah, no, it's I cannot. He's going to beat me in the league. He's going to win the league this year.
Finally, God.
And then I don't know if he's going to win the playoffs, but I can't keep him. I've done everything I could to keep that guy from winning the regular season, and I can't do it.
Well, I mean, winning the regular season was one thing. You sort of got to win the chip. I don't think he's won since like 2009.
Yeah, I could tell you. Not that I've got it open to that, but
I definitely remember seeing the bobblehead in like our.
Was it a bobblehead?
Oh yeah, it was a bobblehead or something like that, and it was in our storage room, office, whatever, in my childhood home. I was like, Dad, what is this? He's like, oh, that's from when I won my fantasy baseball league in 2009.
Yeah.
Something.
We've got one guy who's won 2 years in a row. Everybody's trying to keep him from winning again. But
makes sense.
That'll be your dad's job.
Is it Kosh?
No, he hasn't won since I came in the league. It's been Northern Miners. Martin Kennedy.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, plays second on my curling team.
Well, that's right. Okay, there you go.
I know Martin.
He's a good guy. He's
nice.
A feverish fantasy baseball player.
Yeah.
They're all.
He takes it very seriously.
You think? Everybody does in the Stanley League, except the guy who won the Stanley Cup, and even he does. It's just that he doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can crunch the numbers faster than you.
Oh yeah, they're all brilliant that way. They're your basic nightmare. All right, it's 1:17 on the way. Connor Halley, Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440 and YouTube, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details or stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Love Pro Wrestling. It's the only place you'll find lumberjacks, short kings, mad lads, and a high-flying goose. LPW 51 hits the Rec Room South Edmonton Common Friday, August 28th. After a shocking betrayal at LPW 50, Marsh the Specialist challenges Ty Jackson for the LPW Grand Championship. Plus, Rich King and lumberjack Larry Woods settled their rivalry with a last man standing match. Whether it's a family outing, date night, or drinks with friends, check out Edmonton's wildest party at Love Pro Wrestling. TixR.com/Love Wrestling.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the Brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Steely Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get sheets starting at just $49. And buy one pillow, get the second for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
The Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's a good song. I bet you don't know who recorded or who wrote that song, Declan. Yeah. There's like 6,000 great versions of that song. It is time for our headliner of the day, Connor Halley, brought to you by Faber. Cash flow crunch got your business on the sidelines? Schedule your free consultation with Faber's licensed insolvency trustees and get back in the game. Visit faber.ca. And now, the man, the myth, the legend, Connor Halley, who is on the show. Well, you're on most hours of the day right now.
Feels like it. Yeah. People are probably sick of me.
I
But
don't think that's
one more week. Can I tell you my Leonard Cohen Hallelujah story?
Sure.
We were houseboating. This is about 10 years ago, probably. A younger version of myself.
Were you married yet?
No.
Oh, so
Not
totally
yet.
different.
Totally different. This is
No.
wake up, have a beer type days.
Gotcha.
And that song came on, and we got swarmed by wasps. So me and about 5 guys, it was just like shirts off, turned it into whips, and we probably put down like, in my mind, it's like one of those stories where the number grows.
Right.
250 wasps. They were just, we're dropping like movie quotes, tell your friends, like killing these wasps. And it was like actually a real problem. Other boats,
I think so, yes.
Other boats were calling into the get help because their boats had been swarmed by these wasps out in the Shuswap. So
how many times did you get?
None. Nobody got bit.
Whoa.
Nobody got bit once.
Wow.
But it was like
So
a
you were like
a dominant battle. Like General Patton would have orchestrated it himself. But yeah, whenever I hear that song, I think of the great wasp. Wasping.
That's a great story.
Well, it's a story. It was a good time. And then, all of a sudden we were okay, but there was just wasp carcasses everywhere.
I
brush them off.
I think there's a whenever you have a moment like that, there's a moment where it's fight or flight.
Yeah, 100%.
And you guys all decided, because if even one guy gives up, you probably all get
maybe we never really know. We never had any like classic battle moments, end up back to back or anything like that.
No.
But it was just a lot of wasps.
By that night when you were drinking, were you legends? Like, oh, that was a great one. You killed 3.
And then the jokes kind of just lived on. So like when we heard the other boats asking for help, we're like, just when we think we're out,
it's the 5 Musketeers.
We gotta go show up and save that boat. Like, who are these guys? We'll handle your wasp problem.
Nice.
Yeah, that
Very
was
well done.
great song and so many versions of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's he was an exceptional writer. So speaking of exceptional, I'm expecting a lot from your Chargers. You've got a great quarterback. Now the team's already injured.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, if I would not recognize a Chargers team that didn't have a list of injuries that was for quite long.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Okay.
I mean, it is Tyler Biotish. There was, they had a lot of money to spend this offseason, and they went out early and they picked up Biotish out of Washington. He was released, so it didn't go against the draft,
right?
Compensation formula. So they grabbed him, but then they didn't really do a whole lot else in terms of center depth, where it had been such a problem. They drafted Jake Slaughter in the second round with what we believe was the intent to move a natural center to guard.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden that draft pick is looking pretty big because he's going to slide back into the center position where he, I think, played at Florida for at least 3 seasons. Some people had him as the top center. So it worked out okay, but it was just a needless injury that happened. Other than that, though, I think, you hear me? They're so far so good.
Pretty good division you're in.
Very good. Yeah.
So what are your expectations if you had to give them a 1-loss record?
Well, they've got a really tough schedule. You look at their record from week 3 to 11, I believe. It's all really good teams. That being said, every team in the AFC, they have that stretch where it's like, holy cow, these are all really good teams. So I think the line was 9.5. So if they finish with 10, 11 wins, I think that'd be impressive. I would have the Broncos once again as the class of the division. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if the Chargers and Chiefs stay healthy, I think they can give them an honest run for their money. But I think the Broncos are probably the top, adding Jalen Waddle. Chiefs, we shall see. I'm not
feel like they're the blooms off the rose. They're getting
I'm
old.
with you. I'm with you. And, Patty Mahomes hasn't had a Patty Mahomes season in 4 or 5 years. Like, it's kind of fallen. I mean, I don't want to say falling off because whenever he's in a game, I still feel like, here we go again.
6 different ways.
He could find a way to get the job done, but we'll have to wait and see on them. I think the Chargers and the Broncos are the top of the division. I think the Chiefs will see. The Raiders survived a scare yesterday. Ashton Genty goes down. I mean, apparently the team stopped and did a prayer circle. God, maybe that healed him, actually.
Right? But in this time, and you do fantasy frenzy every day.
Well, the frenzy now.
Right, frenzy, yeah. I keep forgetting.
Me too.
So the frenzy, and in the moments after Genty goes down, then the backup becomes like extremely valuable in fantasy football.
Mike Washington was RB12 for a few minutes there until all of a sudden we find out it's a sprained ankle. But I think even that you can't sleep on it. You can't assume he's going to be fine. Like, okay, that happened. If he's not 100% or he gets rolled up on again, could it be a little bit more serious this time, or does he, takes that wrong step? So I think you still have to be cautious if your draft is, this week. I mean, you still take him because I think the potential's there. But yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of Genty owners that were pretty stressed yesterday.
So if you look at now, we've already established they should have a pretty good record.
Should
playoff team.
I hope so. Yeah.
So let's just take the AFC and put them in like postseason rankings. There's some good teams in the AFC.
Yeah, 100%.
So are they 3rd, 4th, or where do you feel like the Chargers are?
I mean, geez, so much of it is based on staying healthy, right? If they lose their tackles, then they make the playoffs. They're probably one and done again, and that's kind of been what they've been doing the last few years here. I would say if you're looking in that division, so you got the Broncos. I think you got to give the Patriots and the Bills their due. Very good teams. The South, I really am unsure because I think there's a lot of good talent there. The Jags, we shall see. Lost some talent on defense, but the way Trevor Lawrence was playing last year was very good. The Houston Texans, they just traded, I believe, for Booty out of New England, the receiver. They need a little help, so that's going to be good. So I think you have like 5 teams right there. The North, hard to say.
Yeah.
Because that's another division that's just been crushed by injuries. If healthy, the Ravens, I think, will be strong, as will the Bengals. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin's gone, but I still feel like they'll finish at least 9-8 and probably in the hunt for a wild card spot. So in the whole division, I'd probably say they're 5-6.
Okay.
Right now.
I hope, I have a lot of friends who suffered with me for many years before the Eagles won. And now that's my hope, is that you win, Almeida, the Bengals win, Josh, wherever he is, the Bengals win.
Bills.
Young Declan here. You know, he's young now, but his time's flying by.
Well, we were both young once.
Right.
And
I'm
you
still-
got yours. You got
well,
two.
Well, that's what happened, though, right? But like, I was an Eagles fan when Gabriel was there. It was like 73. So from 73 to what was it? 17? What year was it? That's like 73. That's 27. Carry the 2.
Yeah,
that's
long
like
time.
50 years, basically.
Yeah, but
That
how
you're wait-
awesome was it?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Like I've already told Jason, if it ever happens and I'm still working with him, I'm taking the Monday off.
Oh,
no matter
very
what,
smart,
I'm going to be depressed or I'm going to be nursing a heck of a hangover.
Yeah.
Don't even drink. I'll just go after it. Like, why not?
My friend Donnie Taylor, Raiders fan. This is 81 when they played the Eagles. He does sports out in BC now, but
Don Taylor?
Yeah, Don
Okay,
Taylor. So we were talking one day about, you know, our favorite football teams and our favorite sports teams and great regrets, right? So the night before the Super Bowl, he had a party he was going to. So he says to his mom, he's living at home, he says, no matter what happens, like, I'm going to be home late. I'm going to be sleeping, but you got to wake me up. You got to wake me up because I cannot miss the Super Bowl. Please wake me up. So he, you know, goes to sleep and he goes to sleep. It's completely dark and he wakes up and it's completely dark. And he's like, what the hell? So he goes out and he goes, what time is it? And his mom says, oh, it's 10 o'clock, honey.
Oh, no.
At night? Yeah. I'd say, wake me up. She goes, oh, you look so sweet just sleeping there. And he's like, Mom, he missed it. And the Raiders, like, they owned the Eagles. It was like 41-6 or something.
Yeah.
And he never saw the game. I'm sure he saw it in later years, but
Yeah.
damn.
Well, nonetheless, that's pretty disappointing.
So make sure that you set alarms when your Chargers are in the Super Bowl.
Man, if it ever happens, yes, I will be locked in a room by myself. But I watch like a lot of the preseason games. I usually PVR it, watch it as soon as I could. Haven't watched any preseason yet. Just too busy.
Yeah,
you know.
well, you've got a busy life or
Life
whatever
gets in the
now.
way.
Once you have kids, it's like you never watch a complete game because there's something going on.
I just need him to be a football fan. We
Oh,
actually, my wife for Christmas a couple years ago got me one of these like advent calendars with the little football players.
Yeah.
And he loves them now. So he's playing with Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett, and I think Cooper Kupp on the Rams. Those are his three favorites.
Nice.
He's not allowed to touch Herbert because he broke Saquon's ankles.
Oh dear.
He threw him down and his feet popped off. So I'm like, no, you don't get to trust in Herbert, but you can play with these other guys. So yeah, he's a big fan of the pass rushers. It seems TJ Watt as well, another one he likes.
Well, he's in your house. He'll grow up a Chargers fan and a football fan.
I hope so.
What's coming up on the show today?
Oh, good question. Okay, we've got Kevin Woodley at 220. We're doing our divisional goalie rankings.
Oh, okay.
So, but not the duo, the trio now. More goalies, you know, more games being played. We got the stats of the day. We're going to talk about some boxing. A Canadian legend. Rick Walters, former CFLer, Grey Cup champion. We've got the round table. We'll have Dennis Bernstein from Sirius XM. Talk some NHL. What else? Spec, Susie Wargin of the Broncos, a sideline reporter at 5:20. I know I told Bronco Brad, it was 4:20, but she couldn't do 4:20. So 5:20 instead, and then Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. So
how hard is it to get NFL guests at this time of year?
Oh, today we tried to go to Philly, and I'm just going to show you my phone here. These are all the Eagles reporters I tried.
Oh my God. That's like 10.
There's more, and a couple emails, and they're all just like, Cam's on. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, and well, the ones who replied. Same thing with the Jets on Friday. All these reporters are like, can't do today. So it's tough, especially for the Eastern time zone.
Right.
Because it's kind of right when they're in their practice.
Do you try to get the guy from Bleeding Green Nation? Can't remember.
Brandon Lee Gowden?
Yeah, that guy.
He's huge now.
Is he really, eh?
We used to get him on.
I used to have him on, yeah.
That's when he was because he was SB Nation.
Right.
And that was kind of our thing. We always try to get like the bloggers on.
Yeah.
Well, and now that's owned by Vox Media or something.
wow.
So
it's big
contact us, Vox Media. And I was like, I'm not going to get through to you today. So I thought about emailing him. I had his cell phone from 2017, but I didn't want to text him. But he's got like 90,000 followers on X now. He's big time.
I should have gone into football.
He was great though.
Oh no, he was a really
Probably
good guest.
still is.
Yeah, and because I was an Eagles fan, I was obviously very interested in the subject matter. All right, so how are you doing? Like, is it too much work for you? Do we need to call in a replacement here? And
You know how you get like pre-overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was a little pre-overwhelmed, but we got everything rolling here. The show's booked. I got my stats of the day. I did our Play Alberta specials. Go check out Deck Selects.
There you go. Who do you rely on most when you're, because I know that Jason relies on you, but who do you rely on most when you're doing the shows?
Declan.
Yeah.
And myself.
Right. Well,
and
yeah,
Mackenzie.
you know pretty much everything. You know the inner workings of it, right?
Well, you got to have good staff.
Yeah.
Got to have a good crew.
Yeah.
We'll bring Deck in. We'll recap the Elks game, of course.
Yeah,
that was a great game.
Well, and they're
great weather.
And they're looking like they're going to host a game. Might even be the Western Final.
Looking like. Well, you know what though? Like bye week, if Saskatchewan wins, they're only a game back. If Calgary wins, they're only 2 games back.
BC's coming up.
Everyone's right in the mix there. So
It is.
I mean, the Labor Day back to back is massive.
Yeah, it is. They got to win. I mean, it's hard to win 2 though, right? Like it's
It is.
rare. So I don't think 2, but who knows? Who knows how
Yeah,
it works?
I want to ask Rick Walters because I've never been in the dressing room for halftime of a professional football team.
Yeah,
like what does he think went down in the room? Like, hey guys, we're going on bye. You want to be happy bye or sad bye? They played unbelievable. That defense especially was incredible in the second half.
Yeah, maybe eyes the bye, like if you were from Newfoundland.
Builds the boat.
Yeah. All right. Look forward to it. I thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Except, do you have the winning lottery numbers? Other than that, we're done.
No.
Okay. All right. Connor Halley coming up at 2:00 today for the Jason Krueger Show, and talking a little hockey, talking a lot of football, and so much more. We have declinations on the way. That's straight ahead. Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
2006, we saw the launch of Twitter. JT was #1 with Sexy Back, and the corner of Jasper Ave and 118th was never the same.
On the Rocks. Celebrate 20 years of OTR.
Friday, September 18th.
With Whale and the Wolf. Whale and the Wolf.
20 years of music and memories.
20 years of On the Rocks.
Friday, September 18th. Get in early. Jasper Ave and 118th.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit JapaEquipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Professional golf is coming to Blackhawk Golf Club this fall. The ACB Classic, presented by Building Trades of Alberta, brings the stars of PGA Tour Americas to you. Enjoy the ATB Fan Zone, presented by Michelob Ultra, where golf meets festival vibes. Upgrade to VIP covered terrace seating with premium food and beverage options. September 17th to 20th. Tickets start at just $25, and the first 250 buyers receive a PGA Tour America's commemorative gift. Get yours at atbclassic.com.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you.
A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
DraftKings Casino is live, Alberta. Now you can play all your favorite casino games all in one app, from the Badlands to the Rockies. Check out the DK Slots collection with thousands of games to choose from. Play the classics like Cash Eruption, or take fan favorites for a spin like the widely popular Cash Shingo series. If table games and more are your thing, DraftKings has a huge variety. Plus, they've got more than 100 exclusive games like Rocket. And when it comes to jackpots, DraftKings Casino has tons available on your favorite games, including single-level, multi-level, and progressive jackpots. When you're ready to join the fun, download the DraftKings Casino app now in Alberta. The crown is yours. Please play responsibly. 18 and over. Physically present in Alberta. Eligibility restrictions apply. See casino.draftkings.com for details.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply.
The Lowdown with Lowtide on Sports 1440. Can you fit sports encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick 141. And it's time for Declinations, brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. The first half's done, but the Elks are just getting started. Lock in your 5-game ticket pack, receive a $25 voucher. Get your goelks.com/tickets right now. Our city, our year. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Declan Krueger.
Yeah, I got to be honest, not a whole lot of ammo for this one. So any questions from you are welcomed. Anthony Hernandez and Gregory Rodriguez this past weekend. Didn't watch a second of it. Not going to sit here and pretend I did.
But you had a good reason.
Yeah, at a wedding. Anthony Hernandez lost his second in a row. At one time, kind of pegged to be a guy who should be fighting for the middleweight title. I think a lot of people thought he was Hamzat's worst matchup back when Hamzat was champion. He ends up losing to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland goes out there and beats Hamzat. Don't want to do that thing where we say his record was a little inflated and maybe we thought he was better than he was, because I do think he was a very good high-level top-end fighter. But these two losses back-to-back against, like, I thought Sean was a pretty winnable fight for him. I thought Gregory Rodriguez this past weekend was a pretty winnable fight for him. I don't know what Gregory Rodriguez's ceiling is. Renier the Ritter going out there and getting a win over Roman Dolidze, big for him as well, because I think the way he lost his first fight in the UFC kind of left a sour taste in everyone's mouth. But yeah, I didn't watch it, so.
No, there you go. So, I mean, at least you're honest about it. Nobody can say, hey, what are you being an expert? You didn't watch it because you were otherwise, and that happens in life, right?
No, I know. Like, I don't want to. Yeah, like I don't want to sugarcoat this one.
Well, it's a wedding, that you've got your people in your world, and you got to be there for them.
Yep.
Yeah. So, by the way, before you get on to your next thing, I have Tate's 8. Cam Tate has given me 8 words on current thoughts. Can I read them to you?
Of course, please do.
Carrying 3 goalies gives Edmonton crucial net security. I agree. I think that's it in a nutshell. You got a veteran guy who's in the final. You've got a young guy who could be the goalie of the future, and then you give Tristan Jarry, who was very good in Pittsburgh before he got hurt, an opportunity to slide in there. All right, I've taken enough of your time.
No, please. Well, are there 7 more thoughts?
No, but it's 8 words. So, it's
8
the whole
words. I thought it was
listing.
8 thoughts.
2-hour show,
well,
always-
Well, no, but you said Tate's 8.
Yeah,
So to
words.
me, that would imply 8 thoughts.
Okay, well, he wants 7 more, Cam. Get on it.
If you got 7 more in the
Get
next
on the
thought-
stick.
Well, really, because I'm out. Like, I do you want to talk CFL? Like,
No,
what do
no.
you want to do here? 'Cause
I do. There's a couple of things that I want to bring up. One is a hockey thing. There was a rumor that a pretty strong rumor that Samuel Johnson, one of the Oilers draft picks, and he played Fort Wayne Comets at the ECHL goaltender, very good one from Sweden. There was a rumor he was on his way to Sweden. Our friend Bob tweeted out today that's not happening. He will stay and play in North America, which is good news. You always want your best prospects matriculating towards the NHL. I do have a question for you with regard to the Elks, though. Okay?
Yes.
We talked earlier about their record and how well they would play. If I asked you to pick one player from the offense and one player from the defense that you were most impressed by during this year, could be where they, a long stretch where they weren't, healthy or whatever, and then they got good, or they've just impressed you coming in and playing a new spot. Who on the offensive and defensive side, one on each, if you would, has impressed you the most?
I love this question. I actually, as I mentioned, I wrote that article on elksnation.ca, top 25 players to the midpoint of the season. Now, that's a little bit different than the question, who's impressed me the most. Offensively, I'm actually going to say TJ Luther. TJ Luther playing the slot back position. He's kind of stole a position out of camp away from Ben Victor or OJ Hilaire. Not a lot of people knew too much about him coming to Elks camp. Has come into this season, and he hasn't been Austin Mack in terms of production, but he has been very reliable. One thing I really love about him is he brings his ball right into his chest. He tucks it very well, tucks it with the right arm when it needs to be tucked with the right arm, left arm when it needs to be tucked with the left arm. Did have a fumble this past game, so that, doesn't always bode well for the tucking it where you need to. But he's been really, really impressive. Good route runner, pretty good catch radius, not the best on the team. But he's been a guy who, because I think we all kind of thought it was going to be Austin Mack, wide receiver number 1, Keon Julian Grant, wide receiver number 2, Joe Robustelli, wide receiver number 3. Joe Robustelli has yet to play a game, and Keon, I think, in a lot of regards, has been upended as that WR2 by guys like TJ Luther and Brendan O'Leary Orange and even Josh Cephas. So I would say offensively, TJ Luther, my most impressive. And then defensively, he came in as the highest paid defensive back in the league. He's an incredible talent, but even still, I'm going to go with Terrell Ford. Like, I think Terrell Ford could be in defensive player of the year conversations. I think he's really been that good.
Amazing. That's terrific. Yeah.
And then I'll give you one more really quickly.
Sure.
Just because Noah Taylor and what he has done on the defensive line, there was a lot of talk about, we bring in Malik Carney and the season he just had for the Grey Cup winning Saskatchewan Roughriders, and Robbie Smith has a $270,000 price tag attached to his name. And I think Noah Taylor has been better than both of them playing defensive end. He has been the guy you feel the most consistently on that defensive line.
Love it. And it's like the CFL is a funny league, but the NFL too, where you have everything planned. You're going to the big game. There was a few years ago where somebody came out of retirement to play a long snapper in a Grey Cup game. They'd been retired for like a year.
Yeah.
But that's sort of the game, right? You were talking about Baker last hour about, you get a phone call on a Sunday, you got to be there by Wednesday for practice, and you do it. It is a kind of a weird sport that way. But having guys behind the starter who are really good and especially because you've got Canadians you got to have on the roster too, not just teams. Those guys, have to start as well. That's what
on the field.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Elks this year. They seem as though like it feels to me like Ed Hervey knows the CFL, and the evidence is all over the roster.
Yeah, I think they're such a talented group through and through at every different position group, the way they're built. And it's funny you bring up the long snapper, because Luke Burton-Cron has been injured for a little decent amount of time here. And Coach Killam has called him the best long snapper in the CFL. And that was a guy who made his money and was a special teams coordinator for a long, long time. So for him to say that about Luke Burton-Cron, really high praise. But Bradley Claddock has been in since it's got to be at least 4, 5, 6 weeks now, almost, I want to say. And no one has talked about the long snapper with a negative light in a negative light. So the fact that he came in and is doing what he has done at that position, which I think is undervalued, underappreciated, and like it's tough to do. Huge credit to Bradley Hyde.
Nobody ever notices the long snapper unless the long
Yes.
snapper is not a good long snapper.
And similar to the holder.
Yeah.
Like no one ever notices the holder unless they do a bad job, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I gave a special shout out this morning on Elks Central. Obviously to Vincent Blanchard for what he's doing kicking the ball, but how him, Hladek, and Jake Julian, the punter who acts as the holder, work as a unit. Like Jake gets that ball, he doesn't even really have to spin it, but he gets it down so quick.
Yeah.
And Vincent Blanchard can just step into his kick, do what he does. Like we don't hear about the holder unless he has to run the fire drill, right?
Yeah.
But when they get that ball done, it makes a world of difference for the kicker.
Yeah,
Now.
it's like the blooper plays often come from those two positions.
Yeah.
Long snapper sends it to Laredo, and then the holder. It's such a simple job when things go well, but if it doesn't, like they're more hell than a little bit. It really is. It's a because it's got to be precise. You got to hold it, turn the thread, ding. And they
like
practice it 1,000 times.
Like Ace Ventura Pet Detective will tell you, laces out, right?
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Declan, what position are the Elks more likely to upgrade from when the NFL cuts come? Mr. Maris is asking.
Ooh, well, I would say the traditional answer for this would be wide receiver or DB because you always get a lot of American wide
High
receivers
skill.
and D.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they come flowing in. Thing is, I don't think the Elks need to upgrade, especially in the defensive secondary. I think they're so solid there. You can add a little bit of depth, of course, but then you always run the risk of ruining team chemistry. Wide receiver, I would agree, but again, you kind of point to some of these guys because you can't affect the ratio, and you're like, well, who do you want to take out? And you don't want to take out Cephas, Mack, or TJ Luther. Then it's kind of commonplace that like the guards on the line are the big Canadian farm boys and the tackles are the Americans. I think they're very solid on the line of scrimmage, but the one thing I would say is they've now had 4 different players, it might even be 5, play that right guard position, which, bringing in a 6th, obviously that's not stabilizing the position, but if you've had 5 different guys play it now, 4 or 5, because I don't know if Mark Corte played there. If you've had 4 or 5 different guys there, it just shows that there may still be room for improvement.
I'm not the football guy you are, but I have been told in the past that part of why you want your offensive line to be together is because there's a lot of teamwork and there's a lot of trust from one position to another along the line, right? So you'd like that to be stable by the time you're deep into the season and into the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. And they do like a healthy unit. They should be exactly what you just said. They should be stable there.
Yeah.
Like when they can have David Beard at center and they can have Carter O'Donnell, Coulter Woodmansey, the 2 guards, Brendan Bordner, Jordan Murray as the tackles. That is about as cohesive a unit I think you would find together. It's just a question of getting all those guys healthy and getting them there.
Yeah, and it's right now they just feel like they're there right now. We just have to like stay healthy, and then do you think they can? It's so hard to sweep the Labor Day and then the one back here. They've been playing it forever.
Yeah, and like they always kind of lose that Labor Day classic game, right? Like no shade to the Elks. It's kind of how it works. Like a lot of times, like Saskatchewan wins and then loses the Banjo Bowl. Like it's just kind of how those games work. But yeah, I think they could do it. I think I actually said this morning as well. I think Calgary is the best bad team I've ever seen. I think that's how I would describe this Stamps team.
And it's unfortunately for them, they're in a terrific division, right? Like this is a good division now.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly seems a little bit top heavy with Edmonton kind of separating themselves from the pack. I would say, like, my thing with Calgary is I feel like they're still a tier below that mushy middle in the West.
Right. Okay. All right. So now you're done holidays for the year, right? We don't have to worry about you anymore. You're finished.
Yep. I think you're the only one we're waiting on.
I'll sell you my holidays.
I'll take them. I'll go to Jason and say, listen, Lowtide's not taking any time off. I do 95% of the lifting here anyway. Let me take those days.
What I will tell you is this, and this is, fun, but it's also serious. I love this job. And I'm at an age where one day I won't be doing this job, and I'll have chance to vacation every day, and whether I want to or not. So for me, there's a rhythm. My family's at a certain point in their lives. There's a rhythm to this that I enjoy, and it's something I can do well enough that they'll keep me employed. So you just have to, you were talking about winning the lottery. Maybe you got to buy me a ticket, and then you can, slide in. Until then, you're, kind of pooched. Unless there's a big, do you not realize the fall from this level to the Lego store?
Like the actual distance?
Yeah, it's
or
a ways.
the fall from grace.
It's I've
You'd
thought
break a
about
leg.
that.
You'd break a leg.
One day I was talking to my friend Wade Sorkin over there, and I was like, "Damn, if I fell, I'd probably be out for a few days." That's a bit of a poke.
Sports 1440.
Am I hearing something right now? Is that me? Or is that you?
That was me, but I hate to say it was a bit of a misfire. We're gonna get this right here in a second. Ready for this?
Okay.
We're not doing well in the system here. Ready for one more try?
Sure.
This is hilarious. This is why we love live radio, by the way.
Yeah.
How about that?
I was wondering what you were doing. I thought you were, playing me out, and you are,
But think about how much time we lost by that little mishap.
Well, it's okay. I'll ramble on and put you behind. It's all good. Okay, thanks so much for tuning into the Lowdown. We really appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow with fun and frolic. Connor Halley sitting in for Jason Gregor straight ahead. Please enjoy your day.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. For your next move in the Edmonton or area, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. That's 780-265-0165. News from around the sporting world is veteran CFL executive Jim Popp has joined the 0-10 Ottawa Redblacks as an advisor. The Cleveland Browns have tabbed Deshaun Watson, not Shedeur Sanders, as their QB1, and 49ers owner Jed York pleads no contest to 2 misdemeanor charges related to prostitution at a trailer park in Ohio. Leon Draisaitl also coming out earlier today saying he's excited to play under Babcock and that we are looking to be coached. MLB action will get going at 4:40 today with the Red Sox and Marlins, as well as the Rays and the Tigers. Late game tonight in the league, we'll see the Reds and the Guardians. And just 2 games in the WNBA, the Valkyries and the Lynx at 6 o'clock, and the Dream and Sparks at 8. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.